They say revenge is a poison you drink, hoping the other person dies. I never believed that. Because poison implies you feel something afterward. Guilt. Emptiness. Regret. But when I watched him fall, I felt nothing. And nothing, I learned, is worse than poison. Nothing means there was never any other choice. My name doesn't matter. Not anymore. What matters is what I became, and what he made me lose. The crime. 3 years ago, I had a sister. Elena. 24. She laughed like broken glass, sharp, honest, beautiful. She made the mistake of trusting a man named Silas Kane. Promises. Gifts. A future. All of it a cage she couldn't see until the door locked behind her. By the time she tried to leave, Silas had already decided, if he couldn't have her, no one would. They found her car at the bottom of Miller's Quarry. No note. No struggle. Just water in her lungs and bruises on her wrists that the coroner called consistent with an accident. Consistent. That word kept me awake for 600 nights. Because I knew she didn't drive off that road. Silas pushed her. And then he walked away, clean as a Sunday prayer. The slow burn. I didn't run at him with a knife. That's what they expect. That's what they prepare for. Real revenge doesn't come fast. It grows. Like frost on a window, one breath at a time. I changed my name. Moved to his city. Took a job at the company he never visited, but owned on paper. Janitorial. Invisible. For 2 years, I watched. I learned his routines. His weaknesses. His pride. Silas Kane had 3 things he loved: money, reputation, and a woman named Lila, who didn't know he had a second phone. That phone became my first key. The infiltration. I didn't steal from him. I mirrored him. Every deal he made, I found a way to know about it. Every lie he told Lila, I left a breadcrumb for her to find herself. She left him 9 months in. Quietly. But Silas never noticed small things. He only noticed when the big things collapsed. So I started small. A tax document misfiled. A partner getting an anonymous tip about his offshore accounts. Nothing traceable. Nothing loud. Revenge in your blood isn't a scream. It's a slow bleed. The trap. The final piece took 6 weeks. Silas was about to close a deal worth $17 million. Investors from 3 countries. His biggest win since Elena died. I couldn't take that from him. Not directly. But I could make him choose to lose it. I leaked a fake email, one that looked like it came from his own server, suggesting he was planning to short his own investors. A betrayal so stupid, so paranoid, that only a guilty man would believe it. And Silas. Silas was always guilty. He panicked. Fired his CFO. Froze the deal himself. Tried to cover tracks that didn't exist. By the time he realized there was no leak, the money was gone. The partners were gone. Lila had filed a restraining order. He had nothing left but a penthouse overlooking a city that had forgotten his name. The final night. I didn't kill him. I wanted you to know that. Because death would have been mercy. I went to his penthouse one last time. Not as a janitor. As a ghost. He was sitting in the dark, holding a glass he hadn't drunk from. When he saw me, his eyes went wide, not with fear. Recognition. You're Elena's brother, he whispered. No, I said. I'm what she left behind. I sat across from him. For 10 minutes, I told him everything. Every night I cried in my truck. Every time I saw her face in a stranger's smile. Every step I took to bring him here. And then I stood up. You're going to live, I said. And every morning, you're going to remember that you lost everything not because I took it, but because you were never strong enough to keep it. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. I walked out. Down 40 flights of stairs. Into the rain. And for the first time in 3 years, I breathed. Closing monologue. They say revenge is a poison you drink. But here's the truth no one tells you. Revenge doesn't fill the hole. It just lights up the edges so you can see how deep it really is. I don't feel better. I don't feel worse. I feel done. And maybe that's enough. Maybe justice was never about healing. Maybe it's just about making sure the person who broke your world doesn't get to walk through it untouched. My name doesn't matter. But if you ever lose someone, and the system fails, and the world tells you to move on, remember this. Revenge isn't in your blood because you chose it. It's there because someone else spilled it.